Okay, so welcome back to my channel, and this video is going to be titled The Consequences of my actions. So the reason why I'm making this video is because I feel like a lot of people do things without actually thinking it through, actually thinking about, now that you've made this choice, what's going to happen next, right? Like, you decided to make this choice, you decided to make this bed, and now you have to lay in it. And the reason why I'm making this video, I got inspiration from somebody that I know, and they're currently going through something right now with their child, right? Their teenage daughter. I feel like a lot of the time, the reason why people do things and not really think about, what comes next. Like, yeah, it might seem fun to do something bad, but like the reason why they don't think about like the side effects of doing that is because a lot of people like to just live off of emotions, live off of temporary feelings of bliss and joy, and not really understand that, you doing this is not really the best thing to do. I've done this before. I'm not an angel. I've done plenty of things where I have just reacted and not really thought about, hey, by me just reacting to this issue and not thinking it through, it actually made the issue even worse. Every single time I make these videos, I have to step away because I'm always missing something. Okay. So yeah, the consequences of my own actions. Okay, so, and then when you do something, right, you do something bad, and you realize that it was a mistake. You can't take it back. You have to kind of just deal with it now, rather than if you didn't make the mistake in the first place. You wouldn't have to deal with it. You wouldn't have to figure out a way how to deal with it and correct it. And a lot of the time we don't like dealing with the mistakes that we made. We just like to make excuses and not take responsibility and not find a solution to fix it. We just like to pass things off on other people or make excuses. So I'm making this video to tell you to try your best not to make the mistake in the first place. In a perfect world, we will all think critically and we will all try our best not to make mistakes, but that's not the world that we live in. People are going to make mistakes. I like to think that one of the best ways to prevent yourself from making a mistake is to use the mistakes of others, to learn from other people. Like, I have understood this since I was probably, I want to say, like a teenager. I have seen people make the same mistakes time and time again, and I've seen how it played out. Even if at the moment it seemed like it was a good idea, I already knew that it was just bound to be a mess. Like, for example, there was this girl that got pregnant by this guy who was in a gang in high school. He was like one of the most popular guys in high school, and like, she got pregnant by him, and at the time she was having a great time. She was happy about the pregnancy, as you should, because it's a baby. I guess that's cute, but if you're a teenager, probably not so much. Celebrating her baby shower and all that stuff, right? So she had the baby by him, and I remember thinking, wow, she's so young. She has her whole life ahead of her. She's literally a teenager in high school. I wouldn't do that. I would honestly try to correct it and not have it. Some people might agree with me. Some people might say, or like believe in pro-life or whatever. They will disagree. But yeah, that's just how I felt at the time, and I still feel this way. So she ended up having the baby, whatever. A couple years later, I want to say more like 3 years later, right? She had another one with him. They're still together. They're having a great time. She's still not married. Now, present time, she is not with him anymore. They're not married, and she has 2 kids by him, and she's on Facebook. And for some reason, whenever things aren't working out for these people, they always go on Facebook and like make these huge paragraphs about their lives. She's on Facebook complaining about how hard her life is, how she doesn't get any help, how she literally has to do everything herself, and and I just can't help but go back to when I was in high school, and I remember her talking to her friends about, oh, my baby's gonna have this, my baby's gonna have that. And I remember hearing that because she was one of the most popular girls in school. And I was just like, man, like, if she has that kid, like, it's not, I feel like unless you're rich, it's really not easy having a kid. It's just really expensive, like, and if you can't afford to take care of them, like, so yeah, she was complaining on Facebook about it, and I just remember thinking, like, man, look at that, I felt bad for her, as anyone would, because it really is hard. And so I just say this to say, like, when you, like, make choices and you decide to, do things, you have no one to really blame but yourself. And it's not all her fault, it's the guy's fault too, but now she has to do what she has to do, whether that means working 2 jobs or whatever, to make sure that the kid has everything that they need. So she was complaining about it all on Facebook, and I'm just like, damn, it's sad, but you just have to do what you have to do, And so this was quite recently too, so yeah. I remember seeing another video on TikTok. I'm not even gonna plug the video in here because this lady, I don't think she wants her video to be plugged in, but I'll just describe to you what it was about. It was about a lady, and she was talking about, damn, how she used her 20s to have a hot girl summer for a little bit too long. She used her 20s to have a hot girl summer and hang out, party, and all her early 20s left her with was being single and being a single mom. And she was just saying that in her TikTok video. And if you see the comments, the guys are like, wow, that's accountability. That's her taking responsibility. And I'm just like, y'all are dusty. I mean, accountability to me is her taking action. It's not her posting her information on TikTok, because I'm pretty sure she has a job and she's taking care of her kid. So that's her accountability in and of itself. I feel like that video that she made was just coming from a place of shame. Like, she probably felt shame for her past and how her life has ended up, and so that's why she made the video. But everyone was like, no, she's taking accountability by posting her information on TikTok and explaining it to everybody. And I'm just like, that's stupid. I don't think that's accountability. I think y'all need to learn the definition of accountability. But anyways, that's another point in this video that I'm trying to make about, like, how everything in life has, I guess, an action and a consequence. And even in my own life, I've done stupid things to where if I didn't do it, I would be fine. Like, like, I'll talk about myself. I love shopping, and so I will put myself in stupid situations just to have something cute, right? And the older I got, the more I realized how bad it kind of is. And now I'm at the point where I just believe in rewarding myself, because I realize that, you don't make a lot of money. Why are you shopping like you make a lot of money? So now I'm more, I guess you can say I'm a little bit more frugal, kind of. And, like, I will only buy things for myself when I reach, when I hit a goal that I have, basically. Okay, I'll pay off a bill, right? So, for example, I had owed money on one of my cable bills for the longest, and I paid it off recently. And so because I paid it off, I bought myself something. So that's what I'm starting to do now, because I don't like buying things anymore and then feeling bad about it, and also not tracking my money properly, because I do not believe in tracking my money, and that's a problem. So now I try to do a better job at it. and be more realistic with my spending. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I just started doing this a month ago, but it's been helping. So to me, I feel like that is a small part of being accountable and being and understanding your actions, that every action has a consequence. Because I could just spend like an idiot and then not have any money to pay my bills, and I would really feel like shit. And that's probably the worst thing I would want, because I don't like depending on people. I really hate it. So yeah, it's definitely something that I'm working on even as I speak about it now. So I'm not perfect, and nobody's perfect. But I feel like, this is something that I literally just started understanding. Like, if you take time to think before you react, things, you have enough time to think it through and to understand that what are the implications, like what are the negative implications of doing this, right? Because there are times where I'm at my job and there are people that piss me the hell off, and I want so badly to just curse them out and tell them where they could go find their mothers. But I don't do it because I understand, one, I kind of need my job right now, so I can't lose it and curse the customers out. And two, you just can't allow people to emotionally control you, because when you allow them to do that to you, they're controlling you. When you allow people, when you react to what a person say or show anger, you're allowing them to control you. Like, for example, yesterday I was at work and this lady kept on asking me for a size, right? This lady was so freaking annoying. She wanted this sweater, but we didn't have it. She wanted every single size. She was like, yeah, I need this in a medium. And I'm like, I went to the back and I checked, we didn't have it. I'm like, miss, we don't have it. Yeah, I just want to try it on. Do you have it in other colors? I'm like, no, we don't have it in other colors. And she's like, oh my God, do you have it in a large? And I'm like, she was like, did you check for a large? And I'm like, no, I didn't check for a large. So I went to the back and I slammed the curtains because I was angry. My coworker saw me too. And she was like, oh my God, I'm like, this bitch keep on asking me for sizes. And I hate when people ask me for size, even though that's my job. And so, no, you know what it is? It's not that they ask me to like get sizes. It's when like they ask me repeatedly, like, why don't you tell me to pull you two? Why don't you want double? And it's so funny because when I actually pull double sizes for people, because I just started doing it so I wouldn't have to go back and forth, then they don't want it. They don't want it. But when you only pull one, oh, they want you to see if they have other sizes. So yeah, it's so stupid. Imagine if I had reacted and cursed her the hell out in that situation. Then you'd have to explain to people why you lost your job. I lost my job because I cursed out this client. Oh my God, why did you curse her out? Because she asked me for multiple sizes. Like, she just kept on asking me to go to stockroom. Isn't that your job? Yeah, it sounds stupid. I ended up going to the back. We didn't have it. We still don't have it. Like, yeah, miss, I checked in the back. We don't have it, right? And then she was like, oh, okay. But to be rude as F, I was like, do you want me to bring it out to you in an extra large? Like, do you want to try on the extra large? Catty. I was being so catty. And yeah, that's how I deal with it. So you can be kind of snarky, but don't be too snarky. Be like subtle snarky. That's what you have to do. People are just annoying, basically. But no lie, when you work retail, you're always going to deal with annoying people that expect you to dote on them because you work retail. So it just comes with a job description. You really have to learn how to control your anger, period. Anger, literally just reacting to every single thing. Then there's always going to be negative consequences. Your life will always be in chaos because you'll be ruled by your emotions. So yeah, this is something that I'm learning to do. I wouldn't say I have horrible anger issues. I really don't. But I do get annoyed kind of fast. I usually don't show it. Honestly, I need to give myself more credit. I usually don't show it, but I do get annoyed. And the part that I'm working on is controlling, making sure that my composure is just neutral and unproblematic. That's not being a robot. It's just honestly being professional and not letting people get to you. Because honestly, if you get mad at every single thing, you're just, to me, you're kind of just weak to an extent and emotional, and you're easily controlled, and I don't want to be any of those things. So that's why I try to control myself. I remember back in the day, I used to work at Saks Off Fifth. I had a coworker who had anger issues. She had the worst type of anger. Hers was worse than mine. Calm her down, and I was looking at her in her eyes, and I saw nothing but like rage. And I'm like, yeah, this girl needs a minute. She needs a minute. Like, don't allow people to affect you, basically, in a nutshell. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, people are going to be annoying. It comes with the territory of retail, honestly. And in a way, as much shit as I talk about retail, it really taught me how to control a little bit of it. It taught me how to deal with annoying situations well. So there is a learning. I feel like there is something to be learned in everything that you do. Retail really did taught me how to deal with annoying situations that I'm still even learning and getting better at now. So yeah. But yeah, not letting people control you is a big part of understanding that everything in this world has a cause and effect, and you don't want to let people control you because you don't want to be reacting negatively to every situation, because what could have been like a simple annoying situation could turn into more of a big situation that involves the cops, like if you're starting to fight people and shit. And yeah, another issue that is very interesting for the people that have like baby fever and that are obsessed with children. What has always been my birth control is watching other people deal with their kids, or watching the trials and tribulations with what parents go through. That has been my birth control, and I've always told myself that I want to be an old mom. One, because I feel like the older you get, the more wiser you are, and two, I feel like the old parents are not with the shits. Like, they're not with the shits. They don't care. They're not trying to get the teenager to like them. And that's just how it is, you know? My thing is, people don't understand that just because something is cute doesn't mean that it's for you. Like, having kids, everybody, I mean, what was I gonna say? There's nothing wrong with wanting them. I want one, obviously, but under the right conditions. If I cannot have it under the right conditions, then I don't want it at all. Them at all. And I stand by that. For example, has a teenage daughter, and she is literally going through a lot right now with her. And I'm like, this is the role you signed up for as a parent. You have to be there and like just be there for her. And it's hard. I'm not a mom. I can imagine it's hard raising a teenage daughter by yourself. But yeah, you just gotta be there. Be supportive and not try to treat them like an adult on the street. And I feel like a lot of the reasons why people react negatively in situations is because of how they were raised. Like, they probably weren't raised with parents that have much patience for them. So that's why they act the way they do. I get it 100%. Yeah, I think my makeup is done. So this is the end of my video. I hope it helped. I went on a rant as usual, but I like to talk about other things to kind of help you understand what I'm talking about more. And yeah, this is my makeup. I'm not done. I have to put my mascara on. I'll probably do that on the train. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do eyeliner because I don't feel like it. Anyways, happy almost Halloween. And thank you for watching my video. Have a good one.